the internet's going to hold up for this one, but I've decided to go for it anyway. So I'm trying something new. Here I am out walking, and I thought I'll see how it goes. I'll see if I can get a stream in without tripping up something. So this is going to be a challenge. This is next level. So part of personal development is do something that is out of your comfort zone as often as you can, because it tests you, it keeps you on your toes. Well, this is quite literally keeping me on my toes, because I'm out and about in the park. I'm out in the park, my Jedi friends. Look, I'll give you a spin around. Look, this is what's going on here. Out in the park. So this is Richmond Park that I'm out about in the moment. And I've got no idea where this walk is going to lead me to. In fact, I haven't even thought about it. I've got no idea where it's going. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go with the flow, see where it takes me. And I'll see if I can concentrate or come up with anything sort of coherent while I'm here. See if I can focus and give you just any sort of reasonable content while I'm here walking and talking. So we will test it, my Jedi friends. We will test the vibe of this. We'll see how I go. So been talking a lot lately about finding your vibe tribe. I think that's a really topical idea. So many people are starting to feel quite isolated, the awakening process. And I think this is something that needs to be emphasized as well. So when you start waking up, the symptoms are you can feel really, really isolated from the rest of society and from people. You're seeing the world differently, things are going differently. You're falling out with people, you're starting to wake up to bad behaviour, you're feeling changes within yourself, but nobody else is really changing around you. One of the catalysts is your relationships can fall apart, all sorts of stuff can go wrong when you start waking up, and it puts you out of kilter. It can really put you out of kilter. So rather than just talk about things you can do today, I thought I'll actually do it, because one of the things I tell people to do as a reset, an energy reset, is to get out and about. And so this is me actually walking my talk, not just talking it, I'm walking it today, my friends. So that is the vibe that we're putting out there. We're actually going to walk it. So rather than say, look, it's a good idea to get out and about and walk and connect with nature, I thought I'd actually do it. Look, me walking my talk and actually doing it. And there's nothing for me. When I feel my energy dip, the thing that always works, it's got 100% success rate as far as raising my vibe is concerned, is just getting out, going for a walk. Just getting out and going for a walk is the single easiest thing I do that raises my energy without me doing all my energy work stuff. It just happens naturally. And even before I trained in energy medicine, I did this naturally. It was always a default for me. If something wasn't working out, I'd just go walking. I'd just go out into nature, I'd sit in the woods, and I'd find my energy vibe get up there. And I always found that I had a connection with the animals as well. Bit Dr. Dolittle me! I'm part Dr. Dolittle. I have had my own communications with them. But yeah, I've always felt a close affinity with the animals and the birds and stuff like that. And part of the stuff that I do, I used to take people out on workshops, and it was a little bit shamanic, because I think that we've got animal guides as well. So I've been out walking for the last couple of days, and I came across a lot of crows. It's like, this is uncanny, because I've been walking all my life. I've never seen as many crows as I have done in the last few days. So I started looking up all the symbolism of it. And crows is a transformational time, but it's also, it's a mixed message. It could go either way. But I was feeling this real affinity, connecting with crows. There you go, folks. So I've got people here. What have we got? Let's have a look. Mike Money Taker, Professor X. Well, you've lifted the lid. You've lifted the lid on me. Yes, I am an X-man. That's why I can connect with nature and do all these fancy things. Mike Money Taker. I've got Ray Kwan saying hello and say hi. Well, hi, Ray Kwan. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Thank you both for joining in. And yes, I've lifted the lid on my secret double life as an X-Man. As an X-Man! But I haven't had the operation. Well, there you go, folks. I've got Ray Kwan. How are you? Well, Ray, fair play to you. I'm feeling very energized being out in nature. This is my thing. So rather than talking about getting out in nature, I thought I'd give it a go today. So this is a new thing for me, doing a live stream when I'm walking. And of course, there's always a danger, isn't it? Because it's live, that I could trip and end up tits up, which would be a bit disastrous. Although that would probably be the most entertaining part of the stream. So I guess from that perspective, it's a win-win, isn't it? Even a disaster on a live walk in the park is probably the most potentially viral moment of any stream. So with that in mind, my Jedi friends, I've decided to venture. And since I am Professor X, as Mike Moneytaker so eloquently points out, well, you know, I've got a whole array of different talents and powers that I can call on if I need to. This is just part of my superstar, super X-Man theme that I've got. So yeah, walking in the park, folks. I'm walking in the park, and you never know who you're going to come across. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know who you're going to meet or what you're going to meet, or what animals are going to be there, and where it could lead. You never know where it could lead. Of course, I got no map. I don't even know this park particularly well, so I'm just going to walk till I get lost, and and then take it from there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep walking, see where it leads me, and you never know what strange coincidences could happen on my little walk in the park, because this is the way I roll. That's just the way that we're going today, folks. So yes, just a little walk around. So when I go walking, here's a little technique I'll tell you. So some of my clients, when I work with them on their energy, a lot of them have high anxiety or sleep issues. So if that's you, if you suffer with that when you go walking, not even when you go walking, the key to anything, anxiety, chilling out, getting to sleep, feeling better, all of these link to your breathing. So here's a little top tip. Your breathing controls your mood. So there's a top tip. So when I go walking, in order to get people to switch off and focus your mind on the here and now, which is where it's all at. We're so distracted, our minds are so distracted, that it's easy to forget what's important. And if you slow down your breathing, you reduce anxiety and you improve your mood. And it's the fastest way to do it. So when you're walking, as a meditation, as a walking meditation, let's go back a step. So when I lived in Thailand, I attended 4 silent meditation retreats, which meant I was spending 10 days at a time in complete silence, and we were sat down for 8 hours a day doing meditations, and I hated it. It was actually excruciating for me. But a couple of times a day we used to go and do walking meditations, and after sitting down for 8 hours a day, the walking meditations were like a breath of fresh air in every sense of the word. So I thought, this is the halfway house for me, because for me, sitting down doing nothing, it's never really been something that I've enjoyed, and I'm not really that motivated to do it. So for me, what I do when I go out walking, I do a walking meditation, and you can do that by slowing down your breathing. And what you do is you stay completely present and focused, and the way that you keep completely present and focused is by counting your steps with your in-breath and out-breath. So you might start by taking 4 steps, breathing in, and then 4 steps, breathing out. 4 steps, breathing in, 4 steps, breathing out. And then you just slow it down. Maybe you do 5 steps, breathing in, 5 steps, breathing out. And I've been walking where I'm suddenly taking about 16 or even 20 steps, breathing in and breathing out. And that's when you're in a completely different zone. Completely different zone when you go out walking. So for me, walking meditation, which is really, it's called mindfulness. And what mindfulness is about being completely present in the here and now. completely my Jedi friends in the here and now. That's where it's all at. So if you're like me and you don't really like sitting down for long periods and doing meditations, then this walking mindfulness technique is a really good halfway house, because meditation is all about keeping the mind present so that you're not thinking of the future and you're not thinking of the past. You're in the here and now. And if you're walking mindfully and counting your steps, it's a bit like transcendental meditation, because how that works is you just say the same word over and over and over again. That keeps you in the present. So with counting, it keeps you present as well. So there you go, something a little bit out there, a little technique that I've learned along the way. And this is something that anyone can do. And the beauty of this is you can do it whenever you're walking, even if you're going to work, if you're going on a little walk, even if you're walking around the house, you can do this stuff. Or you can even nip out and just walk around the block or the garden and do this for a little bit. It's a great way to stay present. And of course, walking is naturally good for you. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to go down this route, but I created a process called walk innovation. And what I found is, because I'm a very creative thinker, and people always accuse me I wasn't very practical. I was very right-brained. Left brain is the logical center, right brain is the creative center. And I was always having these hundreds of different ideas all the time. I'm very rarely getting down to the practical nitty-gritty of them. And what I found is when you're walking and thinking about things or talking about things, then you've hit the jackpot, because you're using both sides of your body, so you're stimulating both sides of your brain. So for people that are more creative, they're not that practical, it balances the sides of the brain, and the same way and the other way around. So there you go, my friends, different technique that you can go walking and you can use it very productively. You can use it to raise your energy, and you can use it to reduce your anxiety and improve your mood, your sleep, your attitude, your whole life. And that can all happen during a walk. Now that sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? And I guess in some respects it probably does. Probably sounds a little bit too good to be true, doesn't it? You just go out for a walk and you can sort out most of your issues just by slowing down your breathing and getting out for a bit. So there you go, and there's the reality of it. So that's why I decided I'd try this today. I don't know how the camera's going to pick it up. I don't know what it's going to be like on the receiving end. I guess I'll find out soon enough. But I just figured that rather than just talk about going out walking, let's actually do a walking live and see where it gets me today. So yeah, it's me trying something different. I've been hearing all this about you've got to do a little live stream, you've got to be doing the stuff that you would do anyway, and I thought, no, I can't do it. I can't do a live vertical while I'm walking. That's a step too far. So, and then I decided, no, it's time to step outside your comfort zone, Adam, and do it. So here I am, folks. Let's see how it goes. And for anyone that's joining me on this walk right now, kudos to you, my Jedi friend. Walking around Richmond Park, what we're going to run into, who we're going to run into, if we're going to run into anything. Who knows? Walking randomly and seeing where the vibe takes me. So that's what it's all about. When just slowing down your breathing and connecting with nature. So for those of you that don't know me, that are new to energy, to things like that, when we work with energy, and this is whether you're out and about or not, the first thing you do is you ground yourself. And that's why being out in nature is a great reminder to ground yourself. Now, how you do this energetically, you just imagine a ball of light at the center of the earth and a cord coming up and connecting to the base of your spine. Now, energy follows thought, so just thinking about it, it's done. You don't need to visualize it. If you're not new to energy, you might have your own technique. There's lots of different ways to ground. So That's just one of many. That's just a really fast way to ground. So once you're grounded, then you slow down your breathing. And that's what I've been doing on this walk as well. So you can slow down your breathing and appreciate nature. So here's another thing from an energy point of view. The energy of appreciation is a very powerful energy because it's giving out a good vibe. It's giving out a good vibe, my Jedi friends, and it helps you to stay in a higher vibration. So there you go. The energy of appreciation will put you in a higher vibration. So if you do want a good vibe, that's where it's at. So I said at the beginning of this, I keep running into crows. So there's a couple of crows in the background. I don't know if this pick them up. Will it pick up the crows? They are there in the field. You can just see them behind me. A couple of crows. So this is it's a little journey, and they don't know what it is about crows at the moment. They just seem to be everywhere for me. There's some sort of animal shamanic thing going on with me and crows at the moment. So there you go, folks. If you're into that sort of shamanic thing. Oh look, Richmond Park, the deers are out as well. Look, I don't know if this will pick them up. See in the background, there's deers moving. So there you go. Look, I've got a posse of deers. I've got the crows. I'm right in the middle of it here, folks. Oh look, they are on the move, and they're moving fast. Fast moving deers, my Jedi friends. So there it is. They are leading the way. They're heading over there. A whole posse of them. Who'd have believed it? That while I was out walking, I was going to get a load of galloping deers on a mission. Fair play, folks. There you go. You never know who you're going to run into or what you're going to run into in Richmond Park. So there you have it. The benefits of going out for a walk in the twilight hours and getting a bit of energy. So this is where it's at. And when I stop recording, I'm really going to go into a deep mindfulness exercise. I'm going to be slowing down my breathing. I'm going to be counting my steps. That's what keeps me present. And I'm going to be slowing down the amount of steps I need with each in-breath and with each out-breath. And that's like a walking mindfulness exercise that makes you feel good and helps you to energize more. So there you have it, my Jedi friends. That is how you energize when you go for a walk. So, and a few deers that might show up, that's all the better. You never know what animals you're going to run into at this time in the evening. And it's generally a very energizing time because there's usually less human beings, so there's more wildlife around, and that's when I like it the most. It's when it becomes amplified for me. It gets a lot better when you get out and there's not many people around and there's lots of wildlife. And what I can feel now, what you're probably not picking up on this stream, is I can feel like there's an energy raise, a breeze is raised. I can feel there's a higher energy vibe going on at the moment. So that's where it's all at, my Jedi friends. A higher energy vibe as I walk around the park. So that's where it's all at. So hopefully you've learned something today about certainly how walking, going out there can be used as a mindfulness exercise, how it can seriously improve your mood, it can regulate your blood pressure, it can do all sorts of good things. Working with energy is amplified when you go walking, because walking is naturally good. And for those of you that don't understand the difference between health and fitness, well, walking is the ultimate health thing because it's good for you. It's low impact, which means it's good for the mind and the body, but it's very low impact on the body. So the other thing I do is play football. That's high impact on the body, and that can lead to injuries. So that's good for fitness, but not so good for health. So anyone that does things like road running or that kind of stuff, again, they're good for fitness, but not for health. Whereas walking is good for fitness and for health. This is the golden goose of things to do for your well-being. So there you go. There's a little bit of information for you, and I've tested this now, tested going live in Richmond Park. I thought I'd give it a go. Just want to thank everybody that has joined me on this little soiree, and I think we will call it over and out now, because we've had a little walk. You've seen a bit of Richmond Park now, and I am going back to doing some mindful walking. So my Jedi friends, thank you for joining me on this little thread, but I am now going to end the stream. I'm going to end it. Well, I think I am. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed your walk. And just remember that you can go out walking and you can feel better by doing that anytime you like. This is the easiest natural reset that I know.